scared me.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain. Beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go.
In today's video, I'm going to give you a tour of our tiny house kitchen. It's pretty basic right now. We don't have running water, but we can still cook everything we want to cook. And, oh, should I put her down?
Yeah, maybe.
Like I was looking outside. And we're trying to, like, keep the house and the kitchen and everything as close to zero waste as possible. So I'm just gonna show you, like, the foods we buy and just talk about some of the stuff that we've changed, and yeah, just show you like what's in our kitchen. It's like really satisfying to produce like next to no waste. So I'm just gonna share what we do with you. I guess going back to you.
Okay. Come on. She can't decide if food or something, so.
So the main way that we avoid plastic in the kitchen and just packaging in general is that we buy as much as we can in just these reusable produce bags. So at the shop here, smaller shop, we can get like bananas, carrots, leeks, mushrooms, even things like nuts, cranberries, peanuts, and like apples and bread. We go to a local bakery like every other day to get bread, and they just sell them without plastic, so we can just go there with our own bag, and they sell us like the loaves and the little buns. We really like those for breakfast. And some of the bigger shops too, they have bread that's just out, so you can just go and pick up the bread and buy it. So you don't have to go to a local bakery necessarily to get it without plastic, but we like this local bakery better. The bread tastes really nice. And since we don't have the counter installed yet, we don't have a sink, so everything is just stored down here, and then like all the other seasonings and stuff just go up there. So this is just more like dry goods stuff, but I'll pull them out and show you what's all in there. Alright, so first we have some TVP. I bought this a while ago. I think we had just moved into the tent, so now it's just sitting here. I don't know what we're gonna do with it. We tried cooking it in a soup and we really don't like the taste, so I just have that hanging out here for now. It comes in a plastic bag, so I'm definitely not gonna order this again. Ike is here. Then we also have jams. We tend to have like 4 or 5 different jams because we like to have toast for breakfast, so we always have some jam. So at the little shop here, we can't find the non-white sugar in a paper bag, so we just bought this. Use this for our tea, for what else? Coffee. Just for our drinks, really.
But we don't really use that much of it.
No, it's like a teaspoon.
Yeah.
This coconut oil, this was for Aika. She really likes coconut. There was a time where we were drizzling this on our food, but she has gained a little weight, so we're stopping that. So now I just have this coconut oil for us to use, as in use like on our skin and whatever, because we don't cook with oil. And we also have coconut flakes, which, where did I buy these? I got these to make some coconut date bars, but we can't find this not in plastic, so I don't think I'm gonna buy this anytime soon. This is just the leftovers of that. We're trying to buy stuff in paper only. If it comes in plastic, we don't want to buy it. Jars are okay, and I'm trying to avoid cans too, just because I don't like dealing with the can recycling. Jars we can reuse. We have some cocoa powder. This comes in a plastic bag inside of this box, so once it's out, not sure what we're gonna do about that. I think one company, the company who makes the peanut butter, they do sell cocoa powder in a jar, so if we can find that, then that's what we'll buy instead. We don't really use this that often anymore because I don't have an oven in here, so there isn't much baking going on. And this is what this is, baking powder. So we might need to get more baking powder if we can find it in a little paper bag. Because a lot of the stuff here is sold in the, what do you call it? Like this little thing. This isn't recyclable. It's like paper plastic hybrid. Ideally, I wouldn't be buying seasonings in these packs, but that's really all that's available here. You can't find them in jars. It's been suggested to us that we order stuff online if we can't find it here, plastic free. To me, that makes absolutely no sense to order stuff and have it delivered here just to avoid the plastic packaging. So I'm not going to order stuff online, and I'm not going to pay to order like a plastic-free package of cocoa and have it delivered here because the truck has to use fuel. There's going to be packaging with the parcel, so it just doesn't make any sense. So I either can buy stuff locally, like buy these seasoning packs in this local shop, not buy it. Yeah, that's really the only options I see. I'm not going to order stuff online. It doesn't make any sense. Other dry goods. Oats. We really like oats, and you can buy these in paper. Almost everywhere you can buy them in a paper bag. And all of the paper stuff we're burning in our wood stove, so there's no waste involved. We use that to start the fire. Whole wheat flour. Picked this up today. I use this for chapati. I like making chapati, because then we can just have a little flatbread. It doesn't come in plastic packaging, and we can avoid buying like the tortillas that come wrapped in plastic. And the homemade chapati tastes better anyways.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I also have corn flour, because it comes in a paper bag, so we bought some. This is just regular all-purpose flour, and I think I bought this to make some other tortilla thing, but I haven't made it yet. But we have the flour just so I'm ready to make those. So this is our fridge. We bought it used on OLX for 200 zloty, which is around $50. And we really don't store that much in it, so this is what we store in the fridge. Oh, not these things, but this stuff is what we store in the fridge. So I can just go through that with you.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably my favorite jam. It's strawberry rhubarb. Lemon juice, freshly juiced last night. Oh, interesting thing in the fridge.
Vegan version of paprika szczeciński.
Ah, okay.
No, I don't think we will buy it again. I just wanted to try how close they actually got it to the taste of the real thing.
Yeah.
And it's fairly close. It's
Yeah.
like I was expecting it to not be that close. So
We bought another one too. It was like vegan lard. That tasted better to me, but it really was like a hummus. It tasted like a hummus.
tasted nothing like lard.
Nothing like lard.
No, not even close.
Oh, Aika. What are you eating? But anyways, okay, so see these 4 bottles? This is what happens when you're trying to avoid buying Kikkoman soy sauce because it has a plastic cap. These bottles have metal caps, but these taste nothing like soy sauce. I was hoping they would taste like soy sauce, but I don't really like the way these taste. These are both just vegan sauces. And then they ordered this for us, coconut aminos, because I thought it had a metal cap. Also comes in plastic, this plastic cap. This also doesn't taste anything like soy sauce. So, I don't know about this. I might buy Kikkoman and then use the cap for something else, because I'm actually trying to save caps to make like a board game. Sunflower seed oil. I originally bought this for Aika, and then I think our friends used it when they were camping here. They used it because they didn't have oil or something,
Yeah,
so they used this. And then I use this very rarely on chapati, but we actually like the chapati without the oil. So now I really only use this to help get rid of labels on jars. We really like having a tomatoey sauce, like with our pasta or with rice, but we don't want to buy the canned tomatoes because, like I mentioned before, I just don't want to deal with the cans. Tomato paste is a good option because it adds a rich tomato flavor and it comes in a glass jar, so I can reuse this jar for storing other stuff. And yeah, it's just easier to deal with too. Just add like several scoops of that into the sauce and it makes it nice and tomatoey. So one problem you might have if you buy something like tomato paste in a large jar is that it's going to go bad faster. Like you might not be able to go through this much tomato paste in like 3 days time or however long they recommend you keep it open for in the fridge. So what I do is I just scoop it out into these little jars and I just fill them with tomato paste and then freeze these jars. And then when I want to cook something, I just take 1 or 2 of these jars out, thaw them, like as we're prepping other stuff, and then put them into the soup or sauce. Other thing I have in the freezer, and only other thing besides tomato paste, are lemon peels. I am saving these lemon peels so I can make candied lemon peels at some point, I don't know when. And then other things that I forgot to show you from down below. I think I bought these because I was craving olives and like pasta or something, but I never remember that I have them down there. And Kuba isn't too fond of olives, so...
To put it mildly.
Yeah. This is my favorite peanut butter. We have lots of this green tea from that tea shop. It's called Madam Butterfly. Really nice.
It is really good.
We just drink that all day long, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we just bring our own jar there, and then she tears it, fills it up for us. It's all good. We were buying Berea pasta for the longest time. That's like the best tasting pasta in my opinion. But the box comes with a little plastic window. So we transitioned into using this pasta because there is no plastic on the box. So we can have our pasta and then Kuba burns the box in our wood stove. Next step will be to make our own pasta, and we just haven't done that yet. I know it's fairly easy to do. I just can't be bothered right now to make pasta, so for now, we're buying this. So in our kitchen, we don't have an oven. I think I will get a toaster oven down the road, but I don't really need an oven. So we're trying to just like cook everything we can without an oven because it's just easier. So we just have this gas stove. 3 burners, works perfectly. It's a big gas bottle. That'll last us forever.
Yeah, we've had it for a while now.
Yeah, We like toast our bread and make chapati in this pan, which was gifted to us. And then everything else is cooked just in 2 pots. I'll make a lot of stuff in just 1 pot just to cut down on like the dishes we have to do. Because we have to do dishes in the bathtub because the sink isn't ready. It's not installed yet, but soon we will have a counter here. So this is our water setup right now. You may have seen this in my other tour videos, but it's just a jug. So we just have this full of water, and then there's a spout here, and that's how we get water. We also have a water jug in the bathroom, so when we do dishes in there, it's easy. And we bought the spice rack used on OLX, like right after we moved in. So I just store all of my spices, seasonings, herbs, dried nuts, walnuts, cranberries, peanuts. We have sunflower seeds, dates, just things that we can buy in bulk from that shop. And what's cool is like, you wouldn't think about using a produce bag to buy things like dried cranberries, but it works just the same. So we just take one of the smaller produce bags, we have the really thin ones, load it up with peanuts or whatever, and then they just weigh it and it's fine. So you don't need to bring like a jar or something like that. We also have lots of white rice. And we get white rice because it comes in a paper bag. We can't find brown rice in a paper bag. These jars are just from like jam and preserves. So I just put everything in these. So in Krakow, we could buy all of these seasonings in bulk. Here, we haven't found a place to do that yet. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm just ordering these herbs in larger quantities from one of the local organic shops, and then just putting them in my jars like this. So it's not super ideal, but that's really all we can do right now. And for some of these herbs, like once we have a garden going, then I'll just plant the fresh ones and we can just use them instead of the dry. This is actually from Athens. But those all have plastic on them too, so that's something we're trying to avoid. So once this runs out, I'm not gonna buy another grinder like this. I really like this veggie broth powder, but it comes with a plastic lid, so we're not gonna buy it anymore. I'm just gonna make my own. In the local shop here, they sell in their bulk section like veggie soup mix. So we're just gonna grind it up into a powder, and hopefully that'll work just as well as this stuff.
It should, but because this one,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yeah, that's really, it's just like dried, this has potato, corn flour, amaranth, onion, carrot, celery, tomato, leek, things like that in there. See, I can read Polish, it's all in Polish. This salt's actually from Krakow. When we moved into that flat, there was a big thing of salt, and I took it. So, we've been using that salt since then. And then Mundane salt. This is my favorite salt. It's like large flakes. To me, it has a different taste too. It's just like super flaky. Really like this. I don't know if we're gonna be able to buy that without a plastic bag. We've transitioned to just having espresso in the morning instead of having like a latte, which that's like my favorite coffee drink, is like a soy latte with vanilla. But soy comes in Tetra packs. We don't drink that anymore. Now we just have coffee beans from that local tea and coffee shop. Kuba is the barista here in this house. But this is the best mocha pot, seriously.
It is. The handle
Yeah.
doesn't get hot or anything. Everything fits nicely.
Well made.
Yeah.
We're in the country, so we're not going to cafes every day like we could in Krakow. So we're saving money and just having coffee at home, which is better. We have like an English breakfast, a couple green teas, fruity teas. It's nutchalada. It's like the vegan version of Nutella. So their regular version has milk powder, this one does not, and it's delicious. It's not oil-free though, so it is a treat. But we really like that in the morning.
Yeah.
It's really good. We do have stuff in our kitchen that is plastic, like these measuring spoons, and we have one plastic and metal spatula that we use for all of our cooking. I'm not gonna throw this stuff away and buy metal or wooden ones, because to me that's wasteful. If these still work, I'm going to keep using them. So down the road, we will try to buy things that are wooden, bamboo, metal, but if we have plastic stuff, I'm gonna keep using them. The same goes for like little containers. I have some containers that are plastic. I'm going to keep using them, and I'm not going to get rid of them just because they're plastic. Because we're reducing our plastic waste because we don't want to be wasteful. So it wouldn't make sense to me to get rid of stuff like this. The only waste we're producing in this kitchen are those little spice packets. And I am saving those spice packs to make an eco brick, which I can explain in another video if you want to know what an eco brick is.
We also bought some like big packs of spices.
Oh yeah, Of course we have our compost, which we have a bucket outside, and we put all of our
Food scraps.
food scraps into that bucket, and then that goes into our larger compost setup. We also compost our toilet stuff. We have a sawdust compost toilet. It's really awesome to only have food scraps and like the paper from the pasta boxes, and then the small amount of the spice packets as waste from our kitchen. Because then we don't have to deal with like rubbish and recycling and all of that stuff. And the food is better too. I feel like the food's a lot better.
Yeah, it is.
When you just focus on like what you can get without plastic, it tends to be like the whole produce, just like plain bread, and then stuff in jars. So, didn't I buy chickpeas too in a jar?
Yeah, they're probably in the backpack.
Oh, really? Let me see what's in. Oh, yeah, because we can't find chickpeas dry here. So, jarred is my preferred option. So, yeah, our ultimate goal with this tiny house and living here is that we want to live as close to like the zero waste ideal as possible. We would like to be off the grid and self-sufficient as much as we can. The first area that we're really focusing on is the kitchen. So for us, it's been fairly easy to get to this point where we really have no plastic waste, or next to no plastic waste. And it's super motivating to see like how little trash we can produce. And so we're gonna do the same thing with like the rest of our house too, is we're really gonna try to like just have as minimal of an impact as possible on the environment, and yeah, just live as simply as we can. Can I have one with Aika too?
Sure. Like I was like, for fuck's sake, woman.
She likes it. Can you see the kitchen?
Mm-hmm.